Hello guys, I hope everyone's doing well. I hope you guys worked out those couple of problems on your notebooks. And what I want to do right now is a we do part. So we're gonna go ahead and go over it together to make sure that you guys did everything correct. So the first one should have been 2 over 3 plus 3 over 15. So when we're adding fractions and subtracting, we want to make sure that the denominator, aka the bottom part, is the same number. So in order to make this number 15, or in order to add these two numbers, they have to be the same. So if 15 can be divided by 3, if one of these numbers can be divided by each other, then all we got to do is find that number. So 15 can be divided by 5, and I'll get you 3. So to get this 3 to 15, we're going to have to multiply 3 times 5. So what we're going to do is we're going to multiply each one of these by 5. So we have 5 over 5, and then 2 over 3, plus 3 over 15. And that gets us 10 over 15 plus 3 over 15, because 5 times 2 is 10, 5 times 3 is 15, and now we can finally add it along, and we get 13 over 15. So basically multiply this part first, times 5, and multiply that by 5, and we just add straight away. The second one, 1.5. There we go, let me redo that. 1.5 plus 5 over 20. So there's two ways you can do this. One, you can turn one of them into a fraction, and then the other way is you turn both of them into a decimal. So 5 divided by 20, we have 20 and we have 5. Actually, it's the other way around. Sorry, guys. It would be 5 in here, and this would be 20. And the reason is because 5 is right here. So 5 divided by 20, you're dividing 5 by 20. So 20 is in here and 5 is in here. So we're going to get a decimal. And that's going to become 0 because you can't, divide 20 into 5. So now we can do this. We get 2 right here. 2 times 20 gives us 40. That's 10. We can go ahead and add a 0 and bring it down. That becomes 0 right there, and that becomes a 5. So 5 over 20 becomes 0.25, and at that point is 1.5 plus 0.25, because we have that right here. We go ahead and add that out, like we were doing yesterday. We were adding decimals. We get 5, we get 7, and 0.1. So that's one way you can do it. Another way is you would have to turn this one into a fraction. So that would be 1 and a half, because you have 1 right there. That 0.5 is out of a whole, so that's half. So you can either do that, or what you can do is you can add a 0 on both, because that's a half. And now you can add these two together, plus 5 over 20. So 15, or 10 plus 5 is 15 over 20. And we still have that 1 that's by itself. And that becomes right there. This would technically be an answer, but we want to reduce it always. So that becomes 1 and 3 over 4. You can divide both of this by 5. And then, yeah. So, yeah, you would just reduce that down. And you would get 1 and 3 over 4th, which is the same thing as that. These two equal to each other. Okay, let's go on to the next one. 3 and 5 over 9 plus 6 over 3. So 6 over 3 actually reduces to 2. Technically, yeah, this would be 2. So this is kind of a trick question. When you're adding fractions and you have a whole number like that, what you can do is you can separate those numbers, because 3 and 5 over 9 is the same thing as 3. The same thing as 3 plus 5 over 9. And then if you go ahead and add that 2 right there, plus 2, why my pen's acting up? Plus 2, that equals 5 and 5 over 9. That was a really simple one, but it looked kind of tricky. So basically, this would reduce to 2. You can add 3 plus 2, and that's 5, and then that just stays the exact same. Okay, let's see something right here. Alright, so this one is a little problem we're going to have to read out. So we have Renee. She hikes for 4 3/4 miles. After resting, Renee hiked along the same route for 3 1/4 miles. So a good way to do this is draw a picture. So we're going to go ahead and draw a picture. So she went for 4 3/4 miles. So she hiked along that same route. She wants to go back. So after resting, she's going back 3 1/4 miles. Going back 3 1/4 miles. So how many more miles does she need to walk to return to the place she started? So you want to find this little range right here. So this is what you want to find. You want to find this right here. That's a weird looking at question mark. There we go. So what we can do is we can just go ahead and subtract it out. So we got 4 and 3 over 4 minus 3 and 1 over 4. So what I like to do when it's like this, well, in this case, you can actually just subtract this out, and that would just be 1 and 2 over 4. Or you can turn it to an improper, or into a mixed number, and just subtract it out. So 4 times 4 is 16, 17, 18, 19, minus 3 times 4 is 12, plus 1, that's 13. This would get us 6 over 4. If we rewrite that, that gets us 1 and 2 over 4, which that's the same thing as 1.5. So we could do it like that. Or right here, you see you have 4 minus 1, or 4, I'm sorry, 4 minus 3, that's 1. We have, since these two numbers are the same thing, they're both a 4, 3 minus 1, that's 2. And that equals 1.5 also. This is the exact same thing.